C.B.D. Hello everybody, Tom here. Hope you're all well. I want to talk today about C.B.D. C.B.D. stands for cognitive behavioural dissonance. And cognitive behavioural dissonance is probably more common than a lot of us think. This is where somebody has got to a state where the comfort of carrying on is all too easy and familiar, and change for the better is sort of seen as a threat. So to sort of give you an idea, somebody will be doing something in their own life. They'll have a bad habit of some description, which they know is not good for them. They know the root causes. They know why they do it. They know how it is not good for them. However, when it comes to that brave first step, or say not first step, because the first step is admitting there's an issue. When it comes to the stage of actually taking action and changing for the better, they're unable to do it. And they're unable to do it for one simple reason, and one simple reason only. And it is very, very simple, that the person becomes stuck in a comfortable survival mode pattern. Therefore, wanting to change is just considered also a threat to their existence, because they know that it is difficult to change, and they're in an element of emotional exhaustion, which means that making the change fully is too hard for them. So you think about anybody with an addiction of any sort, breaking that chain, breaking that need for it in their life, breaking the cycle is one of the hardest things that you will do. I'm not speaking from experience, I'm speaking from having watched my sister struggle with addiction, that getting out of that dependency loop, shall we say, and feeling in themselves that they are able to push forward and change is a really hard thing to do. And that's kind of where it's all going, to be honest. That's where this cognitive behavioural dissonance comes in. The person knows they've got an issue. They know all the root causes. They know that change is for the better. But when it comes to making that change, it's too difficult. It's too difficult because they are tired emotionally. They haven't the energy to put into the effort to make the change in their life. And it's more comfortable to stay in that survival loop, staying where you are, than pushing forward to find a way to break the cycle and to reap the benefit of a good change in your life. Now, I wasn't aware of this, but having done a little bit of research, I would think this is quite common with a lot of people. A lot of us know there are things in our lives that could be better. A lot of us know that we need to do more to break the negative pattern, shall we say, to change for the better. Change is never comfortable and it's never easy. It takes a lot of effort, it takes time, and it takes a lot of energy. You can be in a stage where you are literally no energy left to give, Because whatever it is that's taken over your life has literally drained any energy or any enthusiasm to give it a go. And it's all too easy to freeze and stay where you are rather than go forward and change and make the change for the better. So I thought I'd give you an introduction to this today and to show you how sometimes when somebody knows there's something that's happening and they know they've got a habit that's not good for them and they know that they need to change for the better, we need to maybe stand back and think, is it actually something mentally telling them that doing nothing or staying in the same pattern is easier than making the big change? Because making the big change, making that leap of faith to get better, to try and change your life for the better, is difficult and it is painful. I think sometimes we get into the stage whereas whatever it is that's hurting us has made it so painful for anything else to come in that change is just not possible, or we don't think it is. So yes, I just thought I'd bring your attention to this. So next time you know somebody who needs to make a big change in their life, I have a friend that I've told you about many a times who needs to change certain things in his life, but I think he's probably suffering from this a little bit. The difficulty of making that change becomes too much sometimes. And that's why you don't see anything change. Guys, third and final video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. I really appreciate your time and energy spent here on my channel. Thank you kindly. Third and final video, as I said, please put down in the comment section below, what's your opinion on this? Cognitive behavioural dissonance. Is it a mental thing sometimes that making the change in one's life is that difficult, or can be perceived as difficult, that actually we freeze because it's easier to stay where you are than it is to sort of break things down and start again? I do think there's an element of this. We do get into a comfortable rut sometimes, and being in that comfortable rut can prove to be very hard to get out of. Please, if you would, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. That'd be much appreciated. And leave me a thumbs up and a like as well. Again, that'd be fantastic. And let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so you know when my next content's out. I will be back next week with another 3 videos. But as always, please, all of you, take care of yourselves and bye for now.